Okay, so now it's time for our top 10. Our top 10 romantic destinations this week. That's right, it's the top 10 most romantic places you can think of to go anywhere around the world. Obviously, Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's probably too late for you to be planning an international holiday for that Valentine's Day if you do take it that seriously. But these are the kind of destinations that your partner will definitely approve of, no matter what time of year you land up taking her or him there. Right, so at number 10, here's our top 10 romantic destinations. Number 10 is Bruges in Belgium. Now, central Bruges is a bit of a fairy tale. Like, Bruges itself is a typical Belgian town. It's a bit of a nightmare. It's a bit industrial. But central Bruges is as it was in kind of the Middle Ages. They've managed to keep it pretty static right from about 12, 13, 1400s. So the town is quaint as anything. It's got open squares, little houses, cobblestone streets, nice little ancient pubs, and couples, you can go there and view the ancient little churches and walk in the gardens, and you can actually take a boat ride through the little picturesque canals, and you can climb Belfort's 366 winding steps for the bird's eye views of the city. But the big thing is you can take a ride on a horse-drawn carriage to, and I don't know how to pronounce this, but it's Beguinage, I think, Beguinage. A sprawling, it's like a sprawling monastery. It's got bridges and swan-filled ponds, and a lot of the little restaurants in Bruges are also high-quality, high-class restaurants. Some of them carry Michelin stars, so it's the kind of place where you really go and you eat the finest food, you drink the nicest wines, and then the big thing that Belgium's famous for, obviously, is beers. And I mean, I remember when I was there, I was in a pub basement where they served over 1,000 different types of beers. So yeah, it's well worth a visit anyway, even if it's not for the romance. At number 9, Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is obviously very famous for its tango, that sexy dance. And you can go there and you can watch other people do it kind of professionally, or learn to do it yourself with your partner. There's a lot of courses for new people that can teach you how to do the tango in a couple of hours, sometimes a couple of days, depending on how good you want to get. And if you're not dancing the tango, which is, basically it's like having sex on a dance floor. If you're not dancing the tango, there's a lot of other things that you can do. The city of Buenos Aires is beautiful. It's wide plazas. It reminds you a little bit of some of the great European cities, Barcelona or Madrid or London. It's got these huge tree-lined boulevards, turn of the century mansions, and also as a kind of beautiful destination with lots of big open parks and things. It's a lot cheaper than the European destinations because the pesos are quite weak currency at the moment. I mean, relative. So it's a city that once at one point was about as expensive to live in as Manhattan, but it's really kind of plummeted now, and even South Africans can afford to go there quite comfortably. At number 8 is Kerala in India. Kerala is all about pristine beaches and lush tropical forests. You can spend the day relaxing in the spas there, which you can have massages and do all that kind of stuff, and the natural restorative treatments. But it's really secluded, particularly the northern part of Kerala. You can go there and there's almost no tourists. It's got these gorgeous views of the rolling hills dotted with tea plantations. So if you're looking for somewhere to really kind of get away from it all, then Kerala in India is a great choice. Also, their currency is very reasonable as well for us. At number 7 is Santorini in Greece. It's maybe a little bit cliched, but it's postcard perfect. The little villages clinging to the dark rock of the volcano that once exploded there to create Santorini. These. The view. It's these little white houses with little blue doors, and again, little cave restaurants and beautiful grottos and places where you can go and watch the sunset and drink wine. Absolutely made for romantic holidays. Kind of niches and corners and tiny little alleyways and the black stone lava beaches. Definitely worth a trip. Number 6 is Bora Bora. Okay, so if you are looking for a romantic destination where you don't care about the price, Bora Bora's got to be it, because you can spend an absolute fortune on Bora Bora. It's a tiny little South Pacific island. Novelist James A. Michener described Bora Bora as being the most beautiful island in the world, and apparently, I mean, the rumors are, if you look at all the guidebooks and things, they say it absolutely is. They say it's if you picture the perfect island destination, this is what Bora Bora is. it's a tiny little place. There's a high mountain in the center, which is cloaked in jungles. There's cobalt lagoons and a coral reef, and pristine stretches of bone-white sand dotted with fallen coconut husks. At night, you drift off to sleep in an over-the-water bungalow. I hope drift just means off to sleep rather than drift off out into the ocean. But there you are. That's Bora Bora at number 6. Number 5, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is ranked amongst the best destinations for weddings by numerous publications because it offers you great value for money. It's a beautiful place. It's unique. It's exotic. It also offers a full itinerary for any adventure-seeking couples. Again, you can hike up a volcano and sail across the rainforest canopy on a zip line. Sip tropical drinks in natural hot springs while watching the sunset. Really is the kind of unique place to go if you are the adventure type of traveler. If that's what blows your hair back. And quite honestly, I think sitting in natural hot springs while drinking mojitos, I'm big on that. I'm okay with that. Makes sense. Number 4 is an interesting one if you haven't been there. It's Dubrovnik in Croatia. Now, it's a city that's been totally overhauled. The EU and the government have been spending a lot of money out there on Croatia, and on making sure that it's totally gorgeous. I mean, it's a city that once you've been to Dubrovnik, you'll be surprised you didn't know about it. It's a seaside town that is also a city. So it's a bit of a party capital, and it's beautiful as anything. It's called the Jewel of the Adriatic for a reason. Absolutely gorgeous, tiny little narrow alleyways and twisting streets, and as I say, it's still got the feeling of a seaside village while being a town. There's a lot of history in Dubrovnik as well, from the ancient city walls and the and the fort there. And it's the kind of place to go where if you're looking for somewhere a little bit more different, George Bernard Shaw once said something along the lines of, if you want to see heaven on earth, go to Dubrovnik. And it really is magnificently restored and a really fashionable, lovely city to go to at the moment. At number 3 is Santa Barbara in California in USA. Now, all the things we love about Cape Town, the fact that there's a beach there and you've got the winelands and everything, is also what you would love about Santa Barbara. It's super compressed, however. So you've got the beach on the one side and your winelands on the other side of the road. It's the kind of place where you go if you want to eat really, really well in gorgeous Spanish and Mediterranean style architecture buildings, and some of the finest wines in America are from that region. There's a huge area there. If you like organic foods or you like to eat healthy, then this is the place where you should be headed as well, because a lot of the chefs and a lot of the restaurants are focusing on all natural ingredients and on all natural foods. You can do wine tastings, obviously. You can also, there's a lot of spas out there, so you can go and enjoy massages, and then you can stroll barefoot along the beach at sunset. So, definitely an undeniably heady experience for the romantic couple. At number 2 is one I personally adore. It's the Cinque Terre in Italy. It's a series of little rustic villages that were cut off from the rest of Italy on the far side of a cliff face. So it's on the beach side, and you can actually hike in a couple of hours between all 5 villages, and it's up and down amongst little wine farms, and then you come down into these rustic little fishing villages where the sea is warm. You can dive off the harbors into the ocean and have a swim to cool off, grab a gelato ice cream, or eat a pizza in a tiny little shaded piazza in any of these little villages. Really, really beautiful way to spend a day, and an exceptional way to woo someone, really. It's about as romantic as it gets. It's all the things that Venice and Florence claim to be. The Cinque Terre actually is. Right. So what's number 1? Number 1, and this is I think based a lot on the value for money, is the Palace on Wheels in India, because there's something irresistibly romantic about luxury train travel, and if you add India into the mix, you get to experience something that's guaranteed to explore, to make basically any romantic couple happy, because you travel around the province of Rajasthan in an unbelievably pristine and luxurious train. They've kind of done it up like the old world Maharaj style of living, and so you get big beds and you get loads of comfort, and the food and the wine and things are a huge attraction. So they put on really big gourmet meals sort of 4 times a day. And at the same time, you also travel around India and you stop off at all the major highlights of Rajasthan. So you're not missing out on actually seeing India. You know, watching the place go by through your train window is a great way to see a country. And here you're going to all of the destinations. You're not having to worry about transport or catching trains or worrying about over full buses or anything else. You're just getting whisked from location to location. You get the benefits of sleeping in late, reading in libraries, drinking in the evenings, and also get to see the country. I mean, what's not to like about that? There's got to be some sort of old world charm about that. Anyway, so here it is. Top 10 romantic destinations. At number 10 is Bruges in Belgium. Number 9, Buenos Aires in Argentina. Number 8, Kerala in India. Number 7, Santorini in Greece. Number 6 is Bora Bora. Number 5, Costa Rica. Number 4, Dubrovnik in Croatia. Number 3, Santa Barbara in the United States. Number 2, the Cinque Terre in Italy. And number 1, the Palace on Wheels in India. These are the top 10 most romantic destinations. This has been the Travel Show.